Well, here we are with another edition of GW Unspoken coming from you live at home, and I've got a very special guest here. Introduce yourself, young man.
I am John Penfold.
Mate, long time no see. How long since I've seen you or since we worked together?
Oh, we haven't worked together since 2021. I want to say the end of 2021 was the last time, yeah.
That's ages. Hmm. And how are you going right now? If I said checking out of 5, how you feeling? What are you right now?
Oh, mate. Rach has just made me some delicious buffalo wings and nice lunch, so probably 5 out of 5.
She's got
I got a full belly right now, so you got about half an hour until I fall asleep.
That's the only way I can get people over here, actually. Everyone really hates me. The cooking's good. And what's something you're really grateful for at the moment?
I would say the people around me. It's such a cliche answer, but I'm very grateful. My family just took me away for a nice holiday, all expenses paid. My mates all let me chat their ear off. So
nice.
I'd say the people around me. Sorry,
where'd you go?
Broad Beach on the Gold Coast.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
nice.
That was it was beautiful.
Nice. Did you get the surfboards out? No.
Oh, I tried to get up every day and go for a bit of a run or a walk, but didn't get to do it until the last day.
Yeah.
Very last day I got up early and I'm like, I'm just going to have a nice little cold ice bath. Started getting into ice baths. I've had one. But I thought, go for a nice run, dip in the ocean. I've lost a bit of weight, looking good. Take the kit off, take the shirt off.
This is like Baywatch. Keep going.
Oh, mate, honestly, like I was doing a little run into the ocean and I could just see, Baywatch music playing in my head and my pale gut, hanging out and run past this beautiful woman, and all of a sudden I get about 2 meters into the ocean, I trip, fall straight over.
Oh no, hit a sandbank.
Hit a sandbank, head landed straight where my feet were and got up straight away, laughed it off. But,
as if nothing happened.
Oh,
it was part of the plot.
Oh yeah, I told my mum about it and she's like, oh, everyone would have just thought that you were, just diving into the water. I'm like, yeah, if it wasn't a foot deep. Yeah, very ruined my mojo a bit there, but no, it was good.
Gold. That's good. Free holiday Gold Coast. That's good. Let's describe John in 30 to 60 seconds. What would you say? Who are you?
Oh man, who am I? I like to think I'm pretty funny. Teacher. It's really hard. This is probably the most obvious question. I'm really put on the spot here.
That's all right.
I don't know. Just a friend, son.
Yeah.
Love what I do. So yeah.
Single?
Single, yeah, I'm single.
There you can just subscribe. We'll have to push the button at the end and we can give him a day. Why teaching?
That's a great question. So I always wanted to be an architect. So I always tell this story. There was 2 careers in my head my entire life.
Yep.
Number 1 was architecture. And I did that for school as like a career, job thing at school.
Yep.
I tried it out for like 5 days, work experience, that's it. I didn't like it. Corporate wasn't for me. I'm too, ADHD, need to, move around, talk to people all the time. I need that interaction.
Yeah.
And then the other job was WWE wrestler.
Nice.
That was the dream as a kid, but unfortunately not that good on a mic, and my physical abilities are pretty limited. But yeah, so in high school I had some really good teachers that, really inspired me and, made a big difference in my life, especially my maths and, graphics and geography teachers, history teachers. So yeah, I really wanted to do that and have no regrets ever since. And
were your family teachers?
No, opposite. My parents hated school. They left at like grade 10, 11, hairdresser, plumber. Yeah, so far from teaching, yeah.
And so no one in your family's teacher either?
My cousin is a HPE teacher in Cairns. But yeah, aside from him and I think I was the first person to finish uni in my family as well.
Okay.
So
nice.
yeah.
And is there, what are you teaching at the moment? And are you looking for any promotions down the track? How far do you want to go with teaching? Or how's it going at the moment?
That's a good question. At the moment, history, geography. So I'm a bit of a humanities guy.
Yeah.
I've got an English every year, but I'm not really an English teacher. So thankfully that stopped. No,
we're all teachers of English.
It's true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
But more in that humanities. Like that's where my passion is. And I feel like I thrive better. Although teaching English has made me better. Who cares? But I feel like I'm in a job interview right now. These questions, I'm nervous.
Yes.
But yeah, so I do want to get into pastoral. Curriculum's not where I see myself and want to be. I want to be in pastoral, helping out people, helping out kids, building relationships and stuff. But I even said that on my interview at my current school. I was like, in 5 years' time, this is where I want to be. And they were very supportive of that. So working towards that.
I think it'd be
nice.
perfect for you because you're all about relationships, mate, and like we talked about that before, so it's good. I want to go back quickly because I remember the first thing I noticed about you was I think I was going past one of your classrooms, and I know we've had a joke about this before, but you had like the big Canberra Raiders Viking hat on. It was a big Viking hat. I'm like, who is this guy? He's got these grade 7s, right? I don't know what year there was.
Yeah,
like
you're
juniors.
right. Yeah.
And you got this Viking hat, and you're at the front, look like you're having like the best time. Like, what was going on there?
I feel like sometimes I'm a bit of a children's entertainer. So yeah, I had to get a bit of props to teach the Vikings. I had like this big blonde wig and a Viking helmet that definitely did not fit my head. And just trying to get them engaged and entertained while I talk about how Vikings just used to murder everybody and, and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. So had a couple props. So yeah, I try to get as spin as many plates as I can to get the kids engaged. So
mate, I didn't want to stop. I was like, who is this guy? And then I think the second thing I thought as I went down and supported you and the boys, might have been year 9, maybe rugby league, or maybe it was year 9 rugby league. We went to one of your finals, I think, down here at Dolphins, and next thing you're in the middle of a chant and doing the war cry. I'm like, mate, this guy is getting in with it, and they're just loving it.
Yeah, I like to think that I'm the Ivan Cleary of junior rugby league coaching. So it was, the year 7 and 8. So I had him 3 years in a row, made it to the grand final first year and lost, but we won the next 2. So every time I say that, someone rolls their eyes.
No, mate, it was so good, and I love it. And what do you think now is the best thing about teaching? Being a teacher, what's the best thing about it? It's cliches about holidays, but talk about a typical day. What makes a great day for John at school?
Like the cliche is definitely holidays, but I find the holidays boring. Like, it's good to have a couple of weeks off and relax, but I find especially on the long ones, I'm just so bored. I'm sitting at home doing nothing. I just want to, I think it's the interaction and the relationships. Like every day is different. There's no day that's the same, and you meet new people, new kids every time, and it's just it's never dull. It's just the interactions with people I find the most fascinating.
Yeah, okay. And is school doing it right? Like, what do you think of the school system at the moment? Like, if you look at yourself, you're a young educator, look at yourself at school when you went there. How has it changed? Has it changed? How are you finding it?
There's always room for improvement, but I'm pretty happy with how things are going. The society is changing around it a lot, which isn't helping, and social media and all that stuff is kind of freaking all the kids out and stuff. But I think overall, it's okay. I haven't really been teaching that long, so I can't really compare it to like a long career. But since I was in high school, I don't know, everything seemed more chill when I was in high school, more relaxed.
Okay,
you had more responsibility to do things yourself. You didn't have the teacher constantly nagging you or like if I failed or even got a C, I'd get in trouble. Where now, like I feel like if a kid fails, I feel like there's now a pressure on me. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like, I'll have, like a parent question or exactly, when it's like, well, no, your kid just didn't listen or didn't try. But I feel like, it's more hands-on now than when I was a kid in high school, I think.
Okay. So if you see yourself now, when you're back in year 12, looking at your teachers, compared to you now as a teacher, do you model yourself off any of your teachers you had, or do you think you're completely different to the teachers you had?
Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of elements here and there. Like I'm constantly stealing stuff from people that I use. Like even I would say you and, a bit of Kevy in there sometimes, bit of Jess. Got to give a shout out to Jess. She's done a lot for me. So steal a lot of stuff from other teachers. And I feel like, like don't try and emulate someone else. I feel like that, that doesn't work. Especially if like someone gives you like a lesson or a PowerPoint and you try and like teach it like they would. It never works. But I like to think I'm my own, I take elements from people, but I put my own spin on it, and I'm just myself. Yeah,
nice.
I don't know if that,
That's good. So let's go back. We've gone far, like we're getting into some in-depth issues now, which is good. Let's go back. Childhood. Where'd you grow up?
Redcliffe. Born and raised in Redcliffe. Nice. Bought a house in Redcliffe. So definitely haven't left. But
Okay. And primary school and high school?
Yeah, Scarborough State School. Just down the road. Used to ride to school and lived in the neighbourhood, and then high school Grace up the road, and very lucky. Had a really good education, especially in high school.
Okay. What did you enjoy about primary or secondary, and why?
I don't really remember primary. It was pretty laid back, just playing footy at lunch and whatnot. But yeah, high school, I loved high school. Like I had heaps. Like I wouldn't say I was popular, but I had lots of good friends, lots of friendship groups, and great teachers, good rapport with them. And yeah, it was just really easy life. Like I always say to the kids now, it's like, you know, they whinge about school and stuff like that. I'm like, just enjoy it while you can. Like being an adult sucks. Yeah, there's so much responsibility. It's like I miss being in high school and working at Macca's. Like so much laid back, no responsibility.
Yeah. And high school, was John Penfold a naughty boy? I know where there's a pause, but anyway, there is.
I was pretty well behaved. Like, you know, there was a couple of things that I did. I probably got about 1 or 2 detentions. So I was a bit of a, you know, not a teacher's pet, but I was well behaved because if I did something wrong, I know I'd have to come home to mum. And I'd rather just not bother doing that. You know, that's
in trouble.
Yeah, if I'm in trouble with my mum, it's like, oh God, I'm done. I'm done for. Yeah,
you're cooked. Do you still feel that way now?
Oh, not really. She's a peach. She's chill. But yeah, I was never scared of my mum, but it was just respect. Yeah. I knew if I pissed her off, it was pretty bad.
Do you think a lot of that's changed in society in general? Do you think people are afraid of their parents anymore?
No, God no. God, kids get away with murder now.
Yeah.
But society's definitely changed. But it makes me sound like such an old person.
You are. That. You start saying that you're old.
26 years old, my knees are sore, so yeah.
You wait to get to my age, 29, you'll be struggling. What else was I going to ask you about that? I was going to ask you about, so you talked about enjoying high school and good friendship groups, no bullying, nothing serious there?
No, I had a pretty smooth run. I like to think, maybe in primary school I was picked on a little bit, but like grade 1 or something, and that was short-lived. But yeah, I like to think I was friends with lots of people, so no one ever gave me grief really. It was few and far between. And if I did get in a bit of grief, it was probably my mouth getting me into trouble. That's for sure.
The honesty, I love it. The unspoken honesty. And what about, and so when did you know you want to go to, like obviously university to be a teacher? Did you know in year 11, 12 that you want to be a teacher and then you fell straight into university and that was your pathway, or was it a different way to find your path?
I think in grade 12, like grade 11 was weird. Like it was, it's hard to explain. Like you're in the thick of it now. Like this is where it starts to get serious. Like year 10 below is just fun practice.
Yep.
Where year 11, you have to start thinking about what you want to do. And I'm very an indecisive person. So there was that architecture little stint that I did for work experience. And then at one point I was like, no, I want to be a teacher. Everyone in my maths class actually became a teacher. We had a great math teacher. He was fantastic, but he kind of inspired me to do that because I failed maths in year 10. So I hope my mum doesn't listen to this, but I did fail maths in year 10.
Okay, yeah. She'd know about that, obviously.
No clue. I managed to somehow scrape a pass on the report card. So I got a D on the exam, but because I got a C on the assignment, I got a pass overall. So she never found out.
Until now, yeah.
And then I did like an easier math in grade 11 and 12. So I went from maths B to maths A, and I had this amazing teacher and I ended up getting an A. For every exam, every assignment, like it was easier, but I actually cared because of him. Like he made me want to work harder.
Yeah.
And he kind of inspired me along with several other teachers to want to do that. But I've probably gone off topic.
No. So again, it was a relationship, right? It was a relationship of that person. So about year 11, you got that mentorship and thought, I think I could maybe be a teacher.
Mm-hmm. I did go to university for a couple of weeks doing film.
Yeah.
At the time, I was a bit of a movie snob, like love movies, and I'm like, I'm going to make the first Australian-made Batman movie or something like that. I was like, I'm going to say, because the Australian movies generally aren't very good.
No.
So like,
in that, why wouldn't you pick someone cool like Superman? Like, why would you say Batman?
Batman's my guy. Batman's the GOAT. Batman's Spider-Man.
I used to like this guy. Keep going.
But yeah, and then I did that for 2 weeks, and I was like, cause my girlfriend at the time was like, you should do this. This would be great. And then I did it, and I was like, what am I doing? I was such a fish out of water. It was the worst 2 weeks of my life. Everyone had like fancy MacBooks. I had this like dodgy old laptop, and yeah, it was just like, I just felt like they want me to write a screenplay for the first assignment. Like, what the hell? I've never written anything in my life. Like, and so I just like was like afraid of that. I was like, no, I can't do this, and backed out before the date we had to pay.
Yeah.
And decided to go back to teaching. And yeah, there's a few times throughout the degree where I was like, this sucks. Like, I do not want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm learning nothing at university. Like we didn't even do behavior management and stuff like that from memory. And then when I thought, oh no, just do the prac, see how you go. And that's when I'd fall in love with it again. And every time I had a placement, it kind of won me back over. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stick with this. I actually really enjoy it. I'm not a theory guy. I'm more of a practical guy.
Yeah. And that's a big change too, isn't it? Because a lot of universities now, if it's still the same as a couple of years ago, they don't send people out to their second year anyway. And so they've wasted a year and a half often of their degree on, and they go out into schools and go, holy hell, I don't want to actually do this. And they've wasted time where you were the opposite. You went there and no, this is for me.
Yeah, because of my choice of doing that dodgy film degree, I was a mid-year entry. So I was on prac within a few weeks.
Yeah, nice. So you
And
got a
I
feel
was
for it.
crapping my pants. I'm like, I can't do this.
High school or primary school?
At Redcliffe High, actually.
Oh, Reddy High.
Reddy High, yeah, which is
nice.
great. Fantastic school. But I was like, had been at university for 2 weeks. Oh, by the way, you're going to go, it was only 1 day a week for 5 weeks, but it was
What year
so
was that?
daunting. That
Was
would
I
have been,
teaching then?
was there a tall, handsome man walking around that school then?
I've been very limited there.
I think it might have been 2015.
Yeah, because I reckon that was a year. I think I left 2015. Yeah, you would have noticed. You would have noticed a good-looking guy there. So yeah, anyway. So you're going to university into teaching. Did you do a double degree there?
Yeah, so apparently I have a dual degree, Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Teaching. So
Overqualified.
yeah, overqualified. I like to think. I think I deserve a pay raise.
Okay. You talk to your boss after this. Send this through. See what he says.
Yeah, well, I don't really tell people I'm a Bachelor of Arts because
You don't want to go that area, do you?
The joke is that it's just a waste of money degree, and I'm like, oh, fair enough. But I got a job with it, so
Yeah, that's right. Do you think now being a teacher though, you could go back into film school and write some good stories after what you've seen?
Mate, Chat GPT. first assignment done. First screenplay.
Oh God, I was going to ask you here. If not teaching, what else?
I have. So a couple of years ago, I kind of fell out of love for teaching a little bit. And I do have this fascination with real estate and houses and all that stuff. And yeah, so there is in the back of my mind, there's always, if I don't continue doing teaching, I would love to get into real estate or development or something to do with houses and whatnot. Yeah, I find it really fascinating.
Okay.
Realestate.com.au is one of my top websites on my phone.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I drove past their headquarters the other day. I got really excited.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, you're good with people. I was going to say you are a natural connector. So you get on well with staff, you get on well with students. It just seems it's pretty basic. What's your secret? Do you have a secret of how to actually connect with someone?
One of the greatest bits of advice I got, we can say people's names?
Yeah.
Rooney.
Yeah.
He said to me when I did my first prac at our school that we worked at, and he said to me on my last day, he gave me 3 bits of advice. Could not tell you the last 2.
Okay.
But I remember the first bit. It was always be yourself. The kids will see through that if you try and be someone else. And then he told me this long story about how he tried to be some hard ass and it backfired and all this. But yeah, I always remember that. Always be yourself. And I think that's I wouldn't even say it's a secret. I'm just genuine and myself the entire time. And I don't care what people think about me. I'm just, a bit wacky. So the kids seem to connect with that. I had a student say to me once, the reason why the boys all like you is because you're one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks. Like, I don't know if that was a compliment or not, but yeah, I'm just, I think I'm relatable to a degree. Yeah. Like I'm not their mate. I'm friendly, but I'm not their friend. But
I like that.
Yeah. Like I think I'm just relatable and myself and yeah.
And I think it's a good one. And I think what Rudy was saying too is so important because so many people go through, not real friendships. They don't really belong. They're just accepted because they have this fake mask of trying to be accepted by acting a certain way. And like you said, our kids these days can set it so fast, more than ever probably before. And if you're authentic to yourself, I think that's what they're relating to, which is great. Okay, here's one put you on the spot then. You've got a student in class, let's say year 7 or 8, boy or girl, doesn't matter, struggling. How do you turn things around with them?
Struggling academically or just
behaviour,
socially?
can't control the behaviour, misbehaving in class.
Oh, I actually have a story. Sorry, yeah.
We'll make up a different name for this. Go on.
Let's just call them
John
Cena. There we go. There was a girl in one of my history classes and just refused, year 9, refused to do work, wouldn't even look at me. It was a prac class on my last prac at our school and wouldn't even look at me. I was warned beforehand this person is, John Cena, very, defiant. Literally, one of my first lessons, here's our assignment, went through it, gave her a task sheet, literally ripped it up into 100 pieces in front of my eyes. I was like, wow, okay, this is.
Wow.
And
Did you get wild inside when you saw that? Or do you go, what now?
Well, I was pretty fresh, so I thought, oh, geez, like I didn't get wild. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to pressure this person to do work because they're obviously going to fight back. And, I just made a point every lesson I'd come over and I'd talk to her and I would just, we'd have the same dog breed. So I'd talk about my dog and she'd talk about her dog and, build a relationship. By the end of that 9-week block, she was the best student in the class, got a B for her exam. And was, putting her hand up, answering every question. Every time someone overspoke, she shouted at them and told them to shut up and ended up being like my favorite student by the end of it. Amazing. But yeah, graduated and all that now. And yeah, fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, fantastic story. Yeah.
So the moral of the story is if you have a student named John Cena, you can turn them around.
Yeah, we can.
But again, you relate to them on their interest, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you build that authentic relationship.
I think that's what I love hearing about from yourself, like being a young teacher too, is that you're still saying things like we had lunch and I wish we would again podcasted over lunch. Often these nuggets come out, but you were saying things like it is about the relationship first. It's about building that relationship before anything else. And I think you do that really well. What's the biggest struggle you see with teenagers at the moment?
I think they're growing up too fast. Like there's no, kids can't be a kid anymore. They're kids, but they're just growing up a lot faster. And I think relationships and social media and stuff is a big part of that. Like they're exposed to a lot of things at a younger age than what I was or what they should be. And I think that's kind of messing with them a little bit. And yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest struggles you see with parents?
Too involved. Too involved, yeah.
Okay.
Too hands-on.
Yeah. Fighting the kids' battles for them?
Yeah.
Protecting them?
The kids need to build resilience on their own, I think, a lot of the time. It's good to have help. I think that's something I learned in life is you can't do everything alone. You need help.
Yeah.
But there's a degree to that. Like some stuff the kids just need to sort out on their own and learn that resilience and they don't need their parents fighting every battle.
Yeah.
And it's like it's few and far between, but you just still see it and stuff like that, yeah.
So here's an in-depth question. I don't know if you can answer this one because I'm still trying to get a grip for what the answer is, but why do you think parents are doing that more than ever? Because my parents definitely wouldn't let me solve my battles. And if I got in trouble in school, I would cop it 3 times as hard when I got home. Why do you think that, because we're finding it as well, why do you think parents are more vocal these days in the school system, almost protecting their children?
It's the intent is good.
Yep.
But it's just, I think the world today is just in such shambles compared to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think they just want to protect their kids. And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it can get a little bit annoying sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, we got some beautiful parents too, and I think they understand that as well. But I think the problem is that people don't understand that, to build resilience, kids have to go through this wall, and the wall is the struggle, right? And if they don't get through the wall and their problem gets solved by a parent, they bounce off the wall and they go backwards even further, and their brain goes, hey, that's actually an easier option, and it's actually harder to go through that wall again to get through to success.
Yep.
And I think a lot of parents don't understand they actually these kids need to break through that resilience wall by failing first. So that's one of the biggest struggles, I think.
Yeah, I think kids need to fail. They need to learn how to pick themselves back up.
Yeah.
Like, I had a student the other day say to me, I gave them back their exams and, everyone did pretty well. A couple of kids, could have done a bit better. But I had a kid who didn't even fail, like he passed, goes, so it's okay to fail sometimes, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, mate. Piped him. I was like, yep, that's amazing that you said that. I said, that's so true. I said, and then I quoted Batman Begins. I said, why do we fall, guys? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. I think those are my yearbook.
That's gold. That's gold. I still need to talk to you about more Superman quotes, but that's okay. We'll move on with that one. Here's one you have to be careful with. I don't know if you're comfortable answering this one. You don't have to pick anyone in particular, but what's the biggest struggle you see with principals or leadership teams? Are they too far removed?
It depends where you go, really. Like, but I think at times it is possible that, a lot of principals need to get themselves out there a bit more, I think, and see the issues that the kids and the teachers are having, and then I think there'll be more understanding.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
well said. We're going to go, we've talked about teaching and your background stuff too. the podcast we talk about is GW Unspoken, and Unspoken often talks about, what do we beat around the bush about, or what don't we acknowledge? What are we hiding, or what aren't we truthful for? What do we wear masks about? What do you think in society or life, maybe your generation, younger generation, is there anything that you think people are not being truthful or don't typically talk about but probably should?
I think definitely mental health. I know it's such a cliche answer, but I think it's definitely an issue. Like you don't really know what people are going through internally. Like if I break my arm, you can easily see that and, help me out. But I think there's a lot of people struggling and they find it hard to open up to anybody, let alone friends or whatever. But I think a lot of people out there are struggling and you just don't realise. I think people are too afraid to speak about it. I think it's getting better.
Yeah.
But I still think that there's a stigma to like mental health and stuff like that.
How do we change that?
Oh, mate, that's a good question. Sharing our stories, sharing our experiences,
So make ourselves vulnerable first?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So like I'm very open, with struggles that I've had in life. And I'm very fortunate, not many.
Yeah.
Touch wood. But I think, like just sharing experiences and talking to people. And I think, you'd be surprised with how many people actually open up to me about stuff.
Yeah.
Because
probably showing that vulnerability first. So let's go then. What's been one of your hardest moments you've had? Have you been in a dark place before?
Oh, yeah. I feel like there's only a couple moments in life that have been pretty bad, but really, like when you compare it to other people's experiences, I've had it pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I remember like 2020 was a pretty tough year.
Yeah.
Like that's when I found out I had anxiety, and I never use it as an excuse. Like it's not an excuse. For me at least. But I just went through, we had COVID, which was, in hindsight, staying at home for 6 weeks and, that's pretty cool. Like, once that ended, and then also went through a bit of a nasty breakup with a girl that I was like pretty set on.
Yeah.
And like by the time we broke up, I was done and the relationship had, drawn its conclusion, but it still was pretty rough. And I just remember just that weekend, that happened. And then, the kids are all coming back. COVID lockdown was ending and the kids were coming back to school. And I just remember having this just wave of anxiety just tackle me. And I remember just being in my bedroom, just shaking. Like, I don't know why I hid it from everybody, but I just remember just like shaking. And I thought I was like cooked. Yeah. I don't know what was going on. And I eventually got over it. But it helped me realize that, I can't do everything alone. Like I actually need help and I need to talk to people and not bottle up my feelings like I would usually do in the past. I saw a therapist and that was the best thing I ever did. It was amazing. Wow. Yeah, he was great. Even every now and then I might pop in. Like one time I went there to get like my Medicare, thing. And he's like, oh, come in, have a chat. And I got like 50 minutes for free. Like he was a genuinely nice guy. And I think he helped me out heaps. And Jess at work was always there for me and constantly like hearing my problems and stuff. And she helps me out with everything. And even like you guys as well, like with the gym, like that's when I started doing the workouts at school. Yeah. And like, you helped me a lot, which is I really am grateful for. Because we spoke earlier and I was saying that whenever I'm like physically like unfit, my mental health's pretty bad. So I found that really helpful too, like working out and just sorting myself out. And like it didn't really last very long. It was a bit of a short stint, but it was scary.
So was it the therapist that got you out of that, or was it yourself? Was it time? Was it actually getting back to do what you love doing, interacting with kids? Was there a significant moment or point that shaped or influenced that change?
Yeah, I think a variety of things. Like there was no single event or person that helped me out fully. I think it was just a blend of everything together. Like if I just sat at home doing nothing and feeling sorry for myself, I would still be there. But getting back out there, teaching, interacting with people, working out, all that stuff, I think really helped. Yeah. Really helped, yeah.
And I don't know what the answer is, but I think it's hard because you're talking about all those things that we talk about with the innate code, the 8 things that we think make up social emotional well-being, right? And something you touched on really quickly then was about physical exercise and community and culture, like really talking, because we know when we have good community, like we just had shared a meal, then it releases that oxytocin, that feel-good hormone you have. We know exercise does the same thing. We know if we exercise, it actually makes us mentally fit, it makes us physically fit, feel the endorphin rush is amazing. We know those things work well, but when we've got anxiety or depression or we're going through some negative mental health, we don't want to do those things.
It's hard to pull yourself up and get out of bed and go for a run. Like even now, like at the start of the year after Christmas, put on a bit of weight, I was feeling a bit sorry for myself and just like, But no, yeah, like got out of bed, started getting into running. Debatable about the running, more of like a slow jog.
I've seen you run around here, mate. You're going all right. Yeah. You're all right.
Forrest Gump, running
No,
around.
that's good. I'll be impressed, actually.
But yeah, so, and even then, like, got shin splints, couldn't walk for a couple of days. So just like picked myself back up and just, I think being really consistent and persistent is the way to go, like, with that.
Yeah,
you just need to keep pushing yourself, although it's like really hard to get up out of bed and actually want to do that stuff. I think you need to, look at yourself in the mirror, take a good look and push yourself, I think. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there doing nothing and get worse.
Nothing changes.
Yeah, nothing changes.
We just have to force ourselves to get out and move.
I heard this quote. It was the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a change. Yeah, I don't know where I heard that from, but
it's an oldie but a goodie. But we all fall in that trap, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you: was there a significant point in your life that changed or influenced you? Not just mental health. I don't mean just mental health, but in anything. The person you become, has there ever been a point? I know you said that you had some mentors as like your teachers or your family. Has there been a significant moment that shaped you or who you are, or you've just developed it?
I'm constantly evolving and changing. I like to think like I'm a different person to what I was 5 years ago. But I would just say, the people around me and the experiences have definitely shaped me into who I am today. And whether it be, like mentors in high school or mentors like, working with you and Jess and Kevin, all that, friendship groups, and especially my family. I'm very similar to my parents.
Yeah, you're close with them?
For good or bad, yeah. Oh, yeah, very close with them, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I've got the stubbornness of my mum and the silliness of my dad, so.
Perfect.
But all good elements.
Perfect. You talked about before, just jumping around a bit too, you talk about authentic interaction or having those authentic relationships. Has technology changed the way we live?
Yeah, it's terrible. Oh my God. Yeah.
Talk to me about that, because you talked about today. What was something about this today? You talked about how you're stuck on Instagram or you're stuck on TikTok when you're supposed to be on other stuff. Like, how does it affect someone of your age who's even aware of that stuff?
Yeah, like I'm convinced I need to get a flip phone. Like I probably look like a character from Breaking Bad walking around with these, flip phones. But yeah, I definitely need to get off social media a bit, because I find it very it's just wasting time. Like doom scrolling is definitely a thing. Yeah. And I feel like it's just made my attention span way worse. Like I can't even watch a movie now without reaching for my phone, or like I went to the cinema the other week for the first time in ages, and it was amazing because I didn't go on my phone. I could actually enjoy the movie. But when I'm watching something at home, like I just don't have the attention span. And I feel like social media is like just ruined that for me. I'm constantly seeing what other people are doing and watching like 7-second videos and it's just, and like the other day, like I got home, from the Goldie and I had so much stuff I needed to do and I did absolutely nothing until the afternoon because I just lazed around the house on my phone and it's such a waste of time. So I definitely need to put some restrictions on my phone.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's scary.
But what is it that keeps you on? Are you actually aware of the time you're on it when you're on it, or is it suddenly
no, not at all? I just, oh my God, like I'll lay down on my bed, pull out my phone, and then all of a sudden the sun's gone and it's nighttime. I think, what am I doing? But I think being self-aware of that is a good thing. So I just need to get off my butt and actually make the changes to stop that.
Do you think that's have a big bearing on our children and teenagers now? Like, do you think that's why they become bored really easily, maybe in class or on a weekend, or there might even be a touch of selfishness or lack of independence because they are being doped into the eyeballs now because of social media? Yeah,
I think just technology in general, not even just social media, like just the laptop. You can't even trust them on a laptop these days.
Yeah,
it grinds my gears. Like I love a textbook. I'm a big textbook guy. But all the textbooks are now on the laptop and I just find I'm constantly like monitoring kids like Big Brother, making sure they're actually doing the work and not on a game or something like that. Like it's just so annoying. But I was the same in school, so I can't really complain. I was back at the classroom watching Walking Dead or playing RuneScape or something. So, it's a bit of a taste of my own medicine. But I just think having the laptops and stuff, like it's a great tool and we need them.
Yeah.
But I'm very old school when it comes to like, writing. I make them write heaps. I make them use, if I have the physical copy, use the textbook because I just don't trust the laptops.
That's good. And getting to physically write, they reckon they use 30,000 neurons compared to 10,000 typing. So they actually probably work in their brain even longer or harder, which is great for their active neural pathways. It's funny, isn't it? Like we talk about how you said you're at home or on your bed going through social media or in some kids on their gaming and that, and you say you would never give people unfettered access to pornography or alcohol or drugs, you would never do that. But there's a lot of parents who, with their younger kids, will put their kids in a bedroom and think, man, at least they're safe. I know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But they're on that social media, and they now are saying that the dopamine they get, that excitement they get from that social media or the gaming will make them 4 times more susceptible to drugs, alcohol, pornography, online shopping, gaming, gambling, all those things in future, because it's just changing neural pathways.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Whenever I have kids, the Xbox is staying in the lounge room and they're getting a flip phone. So until they're old enough. So yeah, I just see what it's done to like me and other people and just think, no.
Yeah.
It's definitely made more susceptible to those other things for sure. Even like video games now, there's so much of it. There's a gambling aspect to it.
Yeah.
Like in FIFA, you pay X amount of money to get like, player cards or something for your FIFA team. I don't play FIFA, but it's gambling for kids. Like you're literally paying real money to get these cards to get better players on your team, and you don't even know who it is. It's like a, luck of the draw, and so they keep buying and buying and buying. So they're getting
another drug sort of get them in.
Yeah, they're getting introduced to gambling at a younger age.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk to you about this at lunch, but we took my 2 girls and Rach went to the football when the Broncos versus Cowboys. I'm a big Cowboys fan. Girls a Broncos fan. Cowboys got flogged, so the girls thought it was a great game. But out of all the tickets, it was nearly sold out. Like 40,000 people, over 40,000 people, right up in the bleachers, right at the top. And you wouldn't believe it. The people in front of us, 5 blokes, about 23-year-old, completely blind before we even started. I looked around the whole, like where I could see in the stadium, no one else, but right in front of where my 2 girls were, swearing. They were on their app gambling. They were up and F&C. And one was vaping, and the vape's going all over Rachel's face. And my little one saying, "Please, Dad, don't say anything. Don't want conflict." I just lost it. I couldn't help it. I was like, "Mate, why don't you swear a bit more? The kids are just here." Mate, stop vaping, mate. I just go on my wife's face, stop vaping. Oh yeah, sorry. And then 10 minutes later, because they're blind, off they get. But mate, they were on the phone as well the whole time. I saw him one time, like he was taking a snapshot of himself to send to his mates, and at the same time he's like, "Get them, boys, tackle them hard, boys." And his boys had the ball, so there was no we were watching the game.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Like, can we be a society more where we can just be? Like you were saying, even then, if you're at home, you get distracted when you're watching a movie, unless you're in the cinema. Are we all going to be a society where we are like that now?
Look, I think at the end of the day, we'll be fine. But I think people just need to be more self-aware. Like at one point when I was, 18, 19, 20, I was probably like that at the footy, having a few beers and putting everything on Snapchat. Like even in the last couple of years, going to a concert, oh my God, I look at my Snapchat story the next day and half the bloody concert's on my phone.
Yeah, right.
Except for Nickelback, I was definitely, involved in the experience there. But but now that I'm a bit older, and like my mates and I went to the footy a couple of weeks ago and no one had their phone out. We just had a good time, watched it. Yeah. And even like at home, like I had, we've matured a long way, because I went to one of my mates' house the other week to watch the Broncos game, I think it was, and the Cowboys game, sorry. And we just had a barbecue. We had, pizzas, and we just like, no one was on their phones. We're all talking, communicating, and it was such a nice, it was different. Like we were just sitting around the table eating pizzas and talking rubbish, and
did it feel better than when you're at home on your bed for half an hour, half a day?
Amazing. Yeah, it was so good. And then I didn't want to leave. I ended up staying there really late and fell asleep on it. He's got the best couch in the world. I keep trying to buy it off him, but he just won't budge. But I keep telling him, I'll give you $500. But he won't sell me his couch. But it was great. Well, there till like bloody midnight, just like, watching the movie together afterwards, and just no one was on their phones. It was great. Really nice. Just, sharing food and talking and like little community, which was good.
So good. What about relationships then? How does that work with relationships? How are people going to have intimate, long-lasting relationships? Is that a thing of the past? Do you think is that something John's still looking for? We're going to be personal here, but
I'm not a big fan of like dating apps and stuff like that. I think all the genuine like relationships that I've had with people are like 90, I would say 100% from in person.
Yeah.
Like if you meet someone on a dating app, it's just gross and like you feel embarrassed telling someone that's how you met, and it's definitely not for me. But I think that's just interacting with people in person and just meeting people out. Like some of my best friends I've met through other friends or out. Met one of my best friends at a nightclub one night, and we've been great friends ever since. And through other people or through work, I just think like that's the key to long-lasting relationships is just spending time together and meeting people out in the world rather than on your phone.
Yeah. So here's a question for you then: if you're on the dating scene, you're looking for a significant other. Do you think that what you've been exposed to society, say gaming, say social, it sounds like we're on an anti-social media gaming thing at the moment, but is that something that's going to affect you having a relationship?
I think it can. There is a stigma to dating apps. So already in the back of my mind, if I meet someone on there, I'm kind of like, this will never work. But yeah, I don't know.
But what about your own personal tolerance? What if you meet someone authentically?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to play a social game of touch footy or something, right? And you meet someone and you connect really well and you go out on a coffee date, whatever, to start things off. Is John Penfold still going to be happy in the moment, relaxed, present with that person for a long period of time, or has his life of, sometimes being with social media or sometimes on gaming, sometimes expecting the best all the time, is that going to affect you to have an authentic relationship?
I don't think so, no. I think I would definitely welcome that, spending time with that person, and I think that would be a benefit for that relationship. I'd be more bored talking to someone 24/7 on the phone. That's what I say all the time. I'm the worst texter. I never reply to messages. I take forever. I'm such a dry texter. If you talk to me in person, it's completely different. I'd rather talk to you once a week in person than talk to you every day on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's like a few relationships in the past have flopped because that person that I was seeing just wants to text me everything they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't care. I would rather just wait and see you in person and hear about it, and rather than read a text message saying, I went to the gym. Cool. But if, tell me about your week, tell me about your day, I'd love to listen and hear it. I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm going to give you my full attention. But if I'm on my phone, half, paying attention, reading the text messages, I'm just not going to take it in.
That's huge.
Yeah.
What's a game changer for you? What's a deal breaker? Going out on a date, we're going out for a couple of months and suddenly you go, I'm out. Oh. What's a game changer for saying there's a non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable. I actually have a list of non-negotiables on my phone. Yeah. So one of my best friends, Eden, we were just chilling at the beach one day, and we were just, made a list of my non-negotiables, and there's a few on there, but I think someone that's not family orientated is a big one.
Yeah, it's good.
A bit of a red flag if someone doesn't love their family, and which it happens in circumstances, but I'm a very big family guy. I love my family. Although I probably don't tell them as much as what I should, but I think that would be a definitely red flag if a girl isn't family orientated, and I'm pretty chill if like a girl has a different opinion on something to me. Like, I can live with that, but like if she's just I'm probably just rambling right now.
It's good. It's good.
I talk so much that I just get lost in my thought.
No, I think it's good. I was going to say to you, if John, let's just go off relationships. If you have a bad day, whether it be in a relationship or at work or whatever, what do you do?
I've got a bone to pick with you with that question.
Oh.
So I remember, this is the story that I was telling you about. I remember one time you hit me up and there was some I don't know what it was, but we were having an assembly and you hit me up and you're like, can you go in front of the school and just tell them what do you do when you're having a bad day? And I'm like, oh, far out. Like, I hate public speaking.
Was this an assembly or something?
This was an assembly in front of the whole school. And I'm a bit better at public speaking now. Like, I've had, bits and pieces of it, so I'm getting better. But at the time, no experience talking in front of assembly. I was crapping my pants. But I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Anything for you, Woody, I'll do it. I
know each other like 6 months ago.
Literally, I struggle saying no to people sometimes. And I was like, oh, whatever. Thinking just get up there. And then I get up, I was the last. There was just...
Oh, I remember this now. Yeah.
I couldn't even... There was so many people up there telling all these amazing stories about just all this, how they've overcome obstacles or helped other people, and just everyone was like, amazing. I get the microphone and I'm like, oh,
we've left the best to last. This is going to be good.
Literally, the main event. I get the mic and I'm like, oh yeah. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I just, build Lego and go to the gym. It was the crappiest answer ever. And I was like, oh my God. And the kids were just ripping into me in class afterwards. It was pretty funny. I had a good laugh about it, but they were like, really? Lego? You're like 23. I'm like, yeah.
That's all right, mate. People still have their go.
Yeah, I just had nothing. That was like the only thing I could think of, and I didn't expect everyone else to have these like heartwarming stories. I was like, oh my god, like he did get a laugh.
You were getting nervous all the way to the end, weren't you, before it came up?
Oh, I was every time someone spoke, I was even starting to like should I just make up something?
You were hoping the bell went. We're out of time.
Yeah, I was like, come on, should I make up a story that's really interesting? And I'm like, no, just do it. Just say it. Just say your answer. Yeah. And
so what is it now? Has it changed?
Oh, look, I love Lego. So, I don't know. Like, it's definitely changed. So if I'm having a really crap day, like really bad, I will maybe go for a run or something. But I'll definitely go to my family's house. And I won't even most of the time tell them something's happened. I'll just be in their presence and it makes me feel better.
Okay.
I'll just hang out with them in the lounge room and, we'll watch a movie or something and have dinner and I just feel better just by being in their presence.
Yeah, good. So association. Jamie came on recently. Unfortunately had that motorbike accident, but he talked about if he's feeling down, he straight away changes the environment. Change the environment, get out of that, snap out of that, and that helps. So being around people you love too. Here's some more quick couple in-depth ones before we get some fun stuff on the way here. This has been fun anyway. It's been good. This is my favourite question I ask people at the moment. What does John see when he looks in the mirror? Not physically.
Tall and handsome. No, I don't know. Like, I feel like definitely like growing up, I've definitely had some, confidence issues with the way I look, but I'm very happy with how I look now. Like, I think, I'm, proud of the person I've become and I'm happy when I look in the mirror. Yeah. I'm in a good place. And that's probably it. Yeah.
So to go a bit more in depth than that, if I said to you, you're going to write your own eulogy at your own funeral, what do you want people to know you as?
Oh man. That is a very on the spot question. Oh, that's a good question.
What do we be known for? Someone comes up, even if it's not you, someone comes up and talks about you. What do you want? What's some of the buzzwords, those words you want to say? Yep.
Caring.
Yep.
Funny. Oh, I think I'm funny. Probably not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just a genuine person. I hope.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. No, they're good. Define happiness and how do we attain it?
Oh, it's different to every person, I guess. But I don't know. Just being around people you love, doing what you do. Like, I always hear people whinge about their careers and stuff like that, and I'm just like, just change.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably not easier said than done, but yeah, like if you're just not happy with your environment, just do something about it. Don't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Like, but yeah, I definitely think, being in a good environment around people that you love and care about you and doing something you love. Like, I'm very lucky to be in the position that I am. And I definitely take it for granted sometimes, but yeah, I'm very grateful. And I think that's happiness to me. Like,
being grateful.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it. And that's, 80% of people now are in jobs they don't like. But, that's that definition of insanity you said before. Like, get up and change it otherwise.
Yeah, like even when I was doing teaching and there was a period there where I wasn't really loving it again, I knew I had to change something. And I just changed my attitude and, changed a couple of things and I love it again. It's great. I've definitely found my passion.
That's so good. It feels like you're doing the innate code. So the 8 things we say that brings health is nutrition. We've talked about that. Movement. We've said mindfulness, lack of technology, community, which you love. You said it gets you out of a bad mood sometimes. We haven't touched on sleep, but sleep's another one. Gratefulness you just brought up and purpose. So you've nailed most of those. How much sleep would you get normally a night?
Oh, ideally 6 to 8.
Yeah.
But I do, I don't know, it depends how I'm feeling. Like if I'm a bit stressed out by something, I'll wake up a few times throughout the night. But, if I'm eating clean, happy, exercising, I'll have like 7-8 hours.
Yeah. All those other things, they're all working together.
Yeah. Have some magnesium before bed, I think you got me onto that. Yeah. And just, make sure everything's all in place and I'll have a good 8-hour sleep.
Nice. Okay, mate. 2 more tough questions. Ready? What is something we don't know about you?
Oh, man. I think I'm a very open person, hey? Like,
you can't hide behind that. I'm not going to take that for an answer. We've already talked about your mum's going to hear about now with maths.
Yeah, true, yeah. Something people don't know about me.
Is there like a hidden talent? Is there a quirky little habit? Is there something that we don't really know about you?
It's just so embarrassing. I never talk about this, I always hide it. But like I'm a massive wrestling fan, like as a kid, and I always hide it. Like I'm always like downplay it or whatever. Like if someone talks about wrestling in front of me, in front of like a girl, I'm like, whatever, like brush it aside. But I'm more open about it now. Like I went to Perth to watch WWE.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yes.
literally me and the boys like flew to Perth.
Was it good?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was incredible. Went to Rottnest Island and rode bikes around.
Stop it.
In the morning, and then went to Optus Stadium and watched, all the wrestlers and wrestle and stuff. It was sick. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're ready? You want to wrestle someone after watching
Oh,
wrestling?
I was ready to fight half the crowd. Everyone says Taylor Swift fans are the worst fans. I reckon it's wrestling fans.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, they've got something wrong with them. But yeah, I was ready to, wrestle some of them. But
Have you tried doing that with some of your girlfriends or your parents? Like, do you put them in arm bars and stuff? Have you tried some of these moves?
yeah, growing up, me and my cousins used to, on the trampoline, like do wrestling moves. I used to almost break my
Off the
neck.
bars.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, my poor sister, definitely tested out some submissions on her arm bars and stuff. And even like some relationships, muck it around, have a wrestle, but like
Pressure points, go to sleep.
yeah.
Have a boring date.
No, all in good fun. But yeah, absolutely huge wrestling fan. Like
Wow.
I stopped watching it when I was in high school, and then like a couple of years ago, one of my mates was talking about it, and then I started watching it again. I was like, oh, this is sick. Like, and I find so many people like it that you wouldn't even realize. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Like,
Do you have a favourite?
favorite wrestler, current or like all time?
Whatever you want.
John Cena.
Mm.
Yeah, John Cena.
Yeah.
You know how there's like Taylor Swift fans or Justin Bieber fans, like when they see him, they cry and all that stuff. Yeah.
You cried at John Cena?
I saw John Cena in person once. He was like a million miles away, and I got really emotional, and I didn't cry, but I was definitely like, oh my God. And I was 21 years old.
Would you be tempted for a mandate if he asked you out for a date? Would you?
I couldn't, I'd be too nervous. I would just melt. It's my childhood hero.
This is supposed to be a serious question. I like that one though. It's good. All right. And to back that one up, and you can't say John Cena to this answer, I'm reading this book at the moment called The New Manhood, all right, by Steve Biddulph. We've asked a few people this question recently. What is masculinity these days? What is it to be a man these days? It's very hard to define. Like,
yeah, what does it mean to be a man? I don't know. Like, it's so easy to say 100 years ago you could answer that question. But I think it's just, some ways it's different, some ways it's the same. Like I definitely think it's, caring for those around you, looking after those around you, being vulnerable, being strong, being a good example for other people. And
I like that one.
yeah, I rambled a little bit, but yeah, it's a hard question to answer. And there's a lot of elements to that. I think to be a man these days, it's definitely evolved.
This guy was saying that, and he was interviewing men, women, didn't matter what sexual orientation, but they said the overwhelming response overall, they worked into two things: was they have to have a heart and they still have to have a backbone. They also have to have the strength of the family dynamic, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Because you could look at that different ways as well. So
I think the protector and the nurturer at the same time. Yeah,
that's good. I could see you writing a book about this.
Yeah,
The protector and the nurturer.
AI, put a couple prompts in there to write a book for you.
Students, you're not listening to this. All right, you ready for a bit of fun now?
Yeah, of course.
This is good.
This has
mate.
been fun.
You killed it.
Yeah.
You killed it. All right. Do you want quick questions first or fun questions first?
Give us the quick questions.
Okay. Chocolate or lollies?
Chocolate.
Ice cream or thick shake?
Oh, damn it. Thick shake.
What flavour?
Chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Camping or hotel room?
Hotel room. I'm a glamper,
Get out.
not a camper.
Really?
Oh, man, yeah.
Favourite food?
Oh, God. Just chicken.
Wings.
Yeah, wings are pretty
Wings.
good.
Favourite drink?
Adult drink or general drink?
You're an adult now.
Just general drink. Love a thick shake. Can't go past a thick shake. Adult drink. Love a Long Island iced tea. Yeah, I call them John Island iced tea.
John Island iced tea.
So instead of Coke, you put in lemon, lime, and bitters.
Oh, onto something again there. You're entrepreneur,
yeah.
My wife's been making homemade margaritas lately.
I love a margarita.
Oh my God. You have to hear it one after this.
I'm a cocktail guy, not a beer guy, that's for sure.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Favourite song? I know you're a Nickelback man.
Oh man, love Nickelback, Chad and the boys. Nickelback's definitely my karaoke song. Like I'll show you a clip afterwards. Me playing a bit of karaoke.
Oh, nice.
Nickelback, How You Remind Me is the go-to song. But I would say Dancing in the Moonlight by Top Loader is a class song.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How's that one go again?
It's like dancing in the moonlight.
Yes, that is gold. You're the first man who's sung on this. I love it. Favourite movie of all time?
All time. Oh, I absolutely love. See, I don't know. Like I'm very indecisive, so it always changes. But I would just say like the original Spider-Man was pretty good. But
Is Spider-Man really a superhero? Because he's really just a boy.
he's a bit of a nerd, hey.
But why is he such a superhero? Like you've given me two bad ones. Really, Spider-Man is a kid and he has a suit and has a funnel web, and then you got Batman who has got a bum bag and a cape with ears. Like, why wouldn't you say something cool like Superman, bulletproof, can fly, undies on the outside? Why wouldn't you say? I don't get it.
Do you want a really deep and meaningful answer?
Yeah, give it to me.
I think Spider-Man is very like everyone's favorite. Like he's got the powers and stuff, but I think he's everyone's favorite because he's relatable. You know what I mean? Like Batman is like a millionaire and Superman's like a god, but Spider-Man's he's like a loser. He's a kid in high school. He has like money problems and girl problems and stuff like that. I think he definitely resonates.
A deep and meaningful approach, aren't you? You're trying to twist me out.
I think I heard Stan Lee say that once.
Working. Damn you, Spider-Man. So your favourite movie was Spider-Man?
Yeah, it'd be Spider-Man or like the Penfold movie is definitely The Wedding Singer, Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Every time that's on, my whole family will watch it. Like every time I put on a movie, Dad's like, "Oh, what's this crap?" And someone will go to bed. But whenever The Wedding Singer's on, like the whole family's out there like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. I think you can't just turn off. You've seen it 8 times and you watch it again.
Yeah. I'll watch it a million more times. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Cinema or Netflix?
Cinema. Yeah. Cinema.
Favourite sport?
Rugby league. Big rugby league guy.
Oh, yeah? Broncos man? The Dolphins now, for sure.
Always was a Broncos man. Like I got a jersey for Christmas and everything, but Dolphins just have that
underdog.
Redcliffe boy, you know what I mean? Like I've got the memories of being at Dolphin Oval and there's just so much excitement when they became an NRL team. Like it's just it's hard to describe. Like the community got so excited. But yeah, definitely definitely Dolphins, yeah.
Favourite physical activity?
I'm really at the moment, it's definitely just going on for runs.
Okay.
Or I call them hot girl walks. Like if I'm going for a walk around, I put on a podcast and go for a stroll around the neighborhood and stuff like that. Yeah.
Check out the scene.
Yeah. I think everyone on my Instagram's always like, "Oh, why do you always say you're going on a hot girl walk?" Like all my mates and stuff. And it's like, I think someone said it once and I just like put up a post like taking the piss and now it's like stuck. And now other people refer to them as hot girl walks to me. But yeah, it's I'd say like a run or a walk. Okay. Definitely.
Fruit or vegetables?
I'm a veggie guy.
Okay.
Yeah, as a kid, love my veggies. It's easy to eat.
See, I ask these kids at school and say, if you're stuck on a desert island and you had one fruit to live off for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Fruit, it'd be strawberries. Strawberries or watermelon for sure.
Watermelon's not going to give you much nutrition.
Yeah, true. I'm loving kiwi fruits at the moment. I only have had them recently. Like people at work, whenever they see me eat a kiwi fruit, it's pretty disgusting. Like I used to cut them up and scoop them out, but now I just like bite the top off. And like, I'm like a bloody animal eating them now.
It's the definition of manhood. Yeah. Steak or chicken?
Chicken.
Okay.
Mind you though, getting into porterhouse steaks at the moment. So that's how you know when you like to barbecue, you know you're getting a bit older. But yeah, loving porterhouse steaks. I have multiple a week. Yeah, I love chicken, but I'm getting a bit sick of it. So the porterhouse is the way to go, yeah.
All right, here we go. Here comes some fun questions. What's the most embarrassing moment you can share?
Oh, that I can share. Oh, man. Oh. No, I can't share that one. We'll just go
to his brain
the beach one just to be safe. Yeah, at the beach on the weekend.
All right. What's the silliest excuse you've ever come up with for a reason not to do something?
Oh man. Oh, that's a hard one, eh? I've definitely come up with excuses. What are hard excuses? Ridiculous though. I'll have to get back to that one. That's a tough one, yeah.
If you could be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
I'd love to be like a dog. Maybe they just have such a cool life, you know, just chill. Like a lion. Lion's pretty cool. Oh, actually, no, probably like something that flies. It'd be cool to fly, like an eagle or something.
Is that an animal?
Isn't it? Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah, I think birds count as animals, yeah.
Okay, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. And here's a good one. If we went into business together, what would it be and who would do what?
Podcasting duo, mate. I reckon we'd do a radio show together, mate. Yeah, it'd be pretty fun. Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like it'd be some like property
You love the property,
I
don't
love
you?
the property. I feel like, yeah, I'd buy
What would I do? You'd be the sales guy. What would I do?
Yeah, you'd be the guest speaker or
I'd
something.
be the guy hanging as the signs in. That's what I could do. Thanks, mate. That's great. Best quote you've ever heard? Is it the one we heard today?
Oh, what was that one?
Insanity.
Oh, it's a good quote. Yeah, that's a great quote. That's one that you never forget. I've got a couple that I cannot think of right now. Like, it's funny. Like, if you ask me these questions, like just generally, I'd have an answer. But on the spot, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm having a Dory moment right now. Yeah.
Here's one I got from John C. Maxwell. Ready? This relates to the one you were talking about today. He said, "It's something you'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." And I think you were talking about consistency before about stuff like exercise and that. What about a best joke?
I actually have this.
Yeah?
I don't even think I need to read it. I wrote like I didn't. I made sure not to prepare.
No one's given me a joke yet, really.
Yeah, so I made sure the only thing I did prepare for is a joke. So this is really terrible, but I think it's why did I eat my homework?
Why?
Because the teacher said it was a piece of cake.
All right. I'm not going to ask you this question ever again. Oh, gosh. Have you used that one yet at school?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
no.
That's a game changer. What do you call a nose with no body?
What do you call it?
Nobody knows. Talk to me. That's
like, what do you call a blind deer? Like, no idea.
Okay, we're going to move off the jokes now. Okay. Have you thought of your silliest excuse yet you've come up with? Surely you've given one to your parents before. Something.
This is like not even like a silly excuse. This is just bad. Like, I remember I was like, I hope my friend doesn't listen to this. My mate had a Halloween party and I just could not be bothered going.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't want to go.
Yep.
And a girl that I was seeing, like, we broke up and we were still friends. And he's like, oh, where are you? Like, kept messaging me and I was just, doing something else. And then I just didn't want to go. And I just texted him like, hey, mate, me and so-and-so broke up. So we won't then. So we won't be coming over. It's just a hard time at the moment. But really, we broke up like 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks before that. And I just used that. It's really horrible saying that out loud. But yeah, I just didn't want to go. And so I just, it's a pretty terrible excuse.
But it worked, didn't it?
It worked, yeah. He still thinks that to this day.
All right. Celebrity crush, who would it be?
John Cena. It'd have to be Dua Lipa or Sydney Sweeney, for sure.
Why is that?
Just beautiful smiles, beautiful smiles. Maybe Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Yeah. I like a nice smile.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
All those girls out there, you listen to this one when we go for little walks in the morning. What do you call them?
Hot girl walks.
Hot girl walks. You have a big smile.
So, someone said to me once, I put on my story, they're like, oh, are you the hot girl or are you looking for the hot girls? A bit of both.
If you could be a superhero or have a superpower, what would it be?
Be able to like fly, or time travel, yeah. But then again, like I've never really done anything. I always think it'd be cool to go back and change things, but I've never really done anything that I've regretted.
No,
I think everything happens for a reason. There's no point in looking back and wanting to change the past. So
I like that.
Yeah, so probably fly.
Yeah, I like that. Tony Robbins says that when you have something crap happens in your life, you get upset, angry, all those negative emotions for 90 seconds and really deal with 90 seconds, hate it, and then move on because you can't change it anyway. And I really like that. Like obviously different if you have a death in the family, that's emotional, but something you've made a mistake with 90 seconds, bang, move on. All right, celebrity crush you've said, yeah. How about down to your last $20, what would you do? What would you spend it on?
Oh, last $20. Probably a hot chook and some bread rolls at Coles and chocky milk.
Beautiful, okay. What about if it was now your last meal? You got lots of money, you can buy whatever you want. You can't have a smorgasbord, you can't cheat. What would you have for your last meal?
Mum's chicken Kiev. That is a joke. If my family's listening, they'll know that I'm being a smart ass right now. Yeah. There's like a joke in our family that mum cooks the same thing over and over again. That's chicken Kiev.
You're going to be in trouble for your mother.
No,
she listens to this podcast.
It'd be probably sushi. I love a good Redcliffe there, the sushi train.
Yeah.
Sushi Central.
What's your go-to?
The go-to
something
place.
Chicken, isn't it?
Yeah, chicken, bit of a chicken avocado roll, pretty basic, but it's delicious.
Okay. What if you had now inherited $2 million? You can do whatever you want with it. What are you doing with $2 million?
2 million. I'd probably invest it, which is a really boring answer, but after I would, pay off my debts and my parents' debts.
Yeah.
I think would be the first thing I did. And then just,
Nice.
$2 million doesn't really go far these days, but yeah, I'd definitely pay off my debts and my parents' debts and just, invest the rest of it.
That's good.
I think, yeah.
All right. This is another favourite. Deserted island with 3 other people. Who are they and why?
Are they people that I know?
No,
Or
it
can
can be
anybody?
whoever. Anyone from Time. It could be John Cena. It could be
Oh, God.
it could be Spider-Man if you want.
Yeah.
But which 3 people are you taking with you on the island and why?
Probably say like my mum.
Yeah.
That should be good support. Someone that can like actually help us survive. So it'd be like, who's pretty good with like survival stuff. I feel like Bear Grylls or Goodall or someone,
Yeah.
I think he'd be pretty good.
The guy off SAS.
yeah, he'd be good too.
Yeah.
But probably my mum, Bear Grylls, and like just let's put John Cena on there.
Yeah,
Be good.
why not?
Yeah. Yep. I've wanted to meet you, mate. Dragging you to this island with me.
So, what am I doing
I probably
here?
wouldn't talk to him for the first couple of days. I'd be too nervous.
We have to be nice to him the whole time. You don't want to wrestle. You'd be in trouble. All right, last question for you. And, mate, you smashed it, by the way. What's the best next thing that John is looking forward to?
Like an event or experience or like what?
Anything. What's something you look forward to and is on the radar?
That's a good question. What am I looking forward to? I don't know. Like probably work-wise, just like working my way up and, furthering my career and stuff. That's a bit of a boring answer. Music festivals. I miss music festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, really looking forward to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't gone to a proper one in a while.
Okay.
So yeah, really looking forward to getting out there and, listening to some live music and or maybe Nickelback coming back to Australia.
Yes.
I think that would be
You'd be there.
they announced a tour overseas, so I reckon they're coming.
You can manifest that. That'd be awesome.
Manifest, I'll dream about it tonight.
Hey, is there anything else on the show I haven't asked you about that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think that's everything, yeah.
Mate, you've been a pleasure to be on here. And also, I love how you talk about authentic interactions. And as I said, nothing has been, I'm showing these questions. So just they're so off the bat, mate. You're a legend. You're a great connector, great friend. Thank you for giving up your time today. I know there's blowers in the background and noise in the background. And I don't mind that. It's just authentic, this podcast. I really appreciate you giving us your time on your holidays, mate. And looking forward to being the next pastoral leader at your day of school.
Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping me company on my hotco walks with all the episodes.
You're welcome.